Still wake up sometimes, don't you? You wake up in the dark.
I need to get out and go inside myself.
Spread eagle.
People are not going to be pleased. But they'll understand! No!
Hi, I'm Misery, and today I just want to start off with saying, since the last time I filmed, I still haven't bought nails, so... I didn't have any other gloves. So today we are going to be ranking the disaster episodes of Desperate Housewives. This show was frequently in the background of my life growing up. My mum watched it a lot. It wasn't until a couple of years ago when I found it streaming that I realized I pretty much knew every single plotline going on, and I don't know how, because there are a lot of episodes of that show. Now, what is Desperate Housewives about?
Any word from the bridal party?
They're still in the bride's room. You know women. They're probably in there fussing about mascara and blush.
He did not hack her up and dissolve the pieces in acid.
Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty much. Let's move on. Within the first 10 episodes of seasons 3 to 7, there are disaster episodes that are used to somewhat shake up the plot of the main storylines going on throughout the seasons. They kill off characters, they cause new characters to come in to help solve the problems that happen in the disaster episodes. They introduce characters to kill off in those disaster episodes. This is so great. I didn't write down any character names of the side characters, so we're just gonna wing it. The worst of these disaster episodes is season 7's Down the Block There's a Riot. Season 7 episode. I didn't write down any notes. In this episode, Paul Young is back. He's the main villain of the season, I guess. He's buying all the houses around the street and is basically turning them into halfway houses, and the people on the street don't like it. Everything turns into a riot. We've got Lynette screaming. It's my neighbor! It wouldn't be a disaster episode without Lynette screaming like a pterodactyl every few seconds, or at least once. We've got Susan stampeded, needing a kidney transplant afterwards. We've got angry crowds assuming a gay couple is stealing a little girl. And after the riot, pretty much caused by Paul Young, someone shoots him, and I couldn't even tell you who that was, and I just watched season 7 the other day. I rewatched pretty much this entire series again just to do these ranking videos. I'm going to be ranking the disaster videos, the characters, and something else, but I can't really remember right now. It's been a long day. But moving on, in 4th place we have season 5's City on Fire. In this season, Edie has moved back after moving away at the end of season 4. So many of these plotlines are blurring together because some of them do feel repeated. So I'm going to struggle a fair bit because I didn't write down any notes apparently. Like any proper notes that will help me with these ranking videos. So I'm going to probably have to look up someone else's research and just follow that. So City on Fire. Edie moves back into town. With her is her new husband who has a vendetta against Mike and Susan for vehicular manslaughter charges involving his family. I can't even remember if any people die in this episode. It's a bit of a mess with characters showing up in the episode, not to even get killed off, but to just have storylines that basically go nowhere from what I can remember. It's a ridiculous setup with all the exits being blocked. I don't know, they have to smash the windows to get out. There are many close casualties. But honestly, it's such a meh episode considering the disaster episode that comes after it and the disaster episodes that were before it. In 3rd place, we've got season 6, Boom Crunch. You could tell they were getting towards the end of their ideas with this episode because they have a plane crash into the street.
Take the controls! What? You gotta land the plane!
They basically cut off storylines and get rid of characters that have been there since the beginning. It's just such a ridiculous episode. So many people get taken out, so many people almost get taken out, including Celia. Whichever one of Gabby's kids is the youngest. In second place is the episode I'll probably talk the most about. Season 2, episode... Why do I even bother looking? I haven't written it down. No, I haven't even written it down. Bang. It is the the grocery store hostage episode in which we get Mrs. Loomis from Scream 2. I know she's from a lot of other things, but to me she is Mrs. Loomis from Scream 2, one of my favorite killers from that franchise, just doing what she does best. Her name is Laurie Metcalf, probably pronouncing that horribly, but Americans have weird pronunciations of their names. Don't get me started on Tara and Tara. Anyway, back to Desperate Housewives. Season 2's Bang. Season 3's episode Bang. Lynette stuck in a grocery store, killing people. Yes, I said Lynette.
And then she tried to seduce my husband, so... She put the moves on your husband? Why didn't you say so?
Argue in the comments. I won't respond. She knows exactly what she did. Exactly. Don't blame her.
I believe the phrase you're looking for is thank you.
But it's a Lynette, so I can blame.
Who cares?
It's the shoe. In first place, for my favorite episode of Desperate Housewives featuring a disaster going on, mass deaths in one episode. Yeah, we'll go with that because honestly, most of the episodes of Desperate Housewives are disasters. And it is the only one left. The Twister episode from season 4, Something's Coming. This probably is the best example of storylines getting cut off. Oh, well, Laurie Metcalf was one of the main storylines for that first part of the season that got cut off in the disaster episode, so... Either way, it is a great episode. The Twister is just a great way to end it. Great way to get rid of characters that haven't really done much throughout the season. It was just ridiculous. The whole storyline with Gabby and her husband, well, with Carlos and her husband at the time that she was cheating on him with Carlos. That's probably the only way you can finish that storyline off without putting one of them in prison. I believe that episode came before the time jump. Probably not great that Carlos got blinded in that episode. That's probably one of my least favorite storylines because I just don't think it really did anything, didn't really change much in Gabby's and Carlos's story. You had the amazing Ida passing away, unfortunately, martyring herself for Lynette's family. Which I just think is unfortunate. Her family could have gone at any time throughout the series and it would have just been such a better series. You know what's funny during these episodes, I haven't really mentioned Susan. She doesn't really get involved with the disasters so much. She is usually in the safe zone. Probably, I say that, but then I remember the episode that I put last, which is the episode where she gets stampeded. And I don't know. But anyway, the Twister episode, Brian Olsen's dealing with that whole situation with Catherine's story arc of the season. She's probably one of my favorite introductions in the later seasons to the Housewives. So to sum up, because it is getting too hot in this room, these are my rankings of the episodes. The next time I talk about Desperate Housewives, we'll be ranking the characters. It's going to be a lot of characters to get through, so we will be seated again for that one. Until then, please like, comment and subscribe. It all really helps, so thank you. Have a good night. Bye! Also, I know you're probably asking why the purple bandana, but I need to let the clientele know what they're buying. Type 1 diabetic.
Who cares?